The moment everybody has been waiting for.
Yeah, that might help.
Yeah.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
You better now?
The moment everybody has been waiting for. We're working on the inside of the house. So we got a U-Haul. We're going to start taking everything out so we can start getting walls down. If you remember a few videos ago, we said that we were going to be starting a huge project by taking the walls down and working on things that we didn't really account for in the beginning. We've been living in the house for about a year now, so we kind of have a feel for if we had the opportunity to make changes, what would they be? And we haven't finished our drywall fully. It still needs to be taped and mudded in certain areas, so we figure now is a better time than any.
So the first thing we're gonna do is start getting everything out of here. Hey y'all, I wanted to take a quick break and tell you about today's sponsor, Bluetti. We've worked with Bluetti in the past, and their AC500 has quickly become one of our must-have tools around the homestead. With its 5,000 watt inverter, it runs all of our high draw power tools, including our air compressor and even the welder. And we've tried out a lot of power banks, and this is definitely the first one that's been able to run our welders successfully. And with its multiple charging options, including AC, solar, and even dual charging, it's super easy to charge, so it's always ready whenever you need it. Everything you need to know about the AC500 will be linked in the description, so make sure you go check it out. Thanks to Bluetti for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it.
It's just Cody and I, and these cabinets are super heavy since they're metal, so we're having to take everything out of the cabinets, move the cabinet in the U-Haul, and then put everything back in because we do live in a tiny house, so there's nowhere that I can just shove it for the time being. This might take just a little bit longer than anticipated. For now, I think you just want to put a lot of the big stuff on the deck, so that way we can still have access. This one's going to be the fun one. It's the largest and it has all of my kitchen stuff in it. Time to pull everything out.
Summer's junk cabinet that I cleaned out like 4 different times for her to use as a kitchen cabinet, but somehow it just keeps getting filled back up with junk.
You struggling? Now let's put all this stuff back in the cabinets. Ta-da! The dog hair in this house is absolutely insane. I try to vacuum as much as possible, but I obviously am not doing a very good job. So Cody pulled out the trusty old shop vac, and I'm gonna get to work on these floors. This one's gonna be fun. One thing I love about mixed tiles is I can pop these off the wall and then pop them back on whenever I'm ready to use them again. Alright, so we have everything off of the walls. There's a few things that we didn't do, like pull the sink out. That's going to be one of the very last things that we do right before the spray foam. We'll just leave this piece of drywall in, and then whenever we're ready to spray foam, we'll pull it out. The fridge is going to stay because we need our coffee creamer. Very important. But all of the cabinets are out.
And then the very last thing is going to be our AC unit. It is very hot here in Missouri, so the AC is going to stay in and be one of the very last things that comes out, again, right before we spray foam. Also, same with our fireplace. It's super heavy. We don't know what we want to do yet, so we're going to hold off on that one too. Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start taking drywall down. However, it's going to be one continuous process, and we just realized that we need a drywall hoist.
Yep, so it looks like we're gonna have to make a trip into town.
However, before we do that, we need to clean up just a little bit because it looks like it's going to rain, and we have a bunch of stuff just sitting out on the deck, mostly Cody's tools. So, you ready to go organizing?
Yeah. As you guys know, we've been using the crap out of our Bluetti lately. Anything from building the chicken coop to actually building this entire cart, powering our storage building, powering the house, you name it, the Bluetti will do it. We kept using our little utility cart here to tow around the Bluetti to all our various projects, and I happen to have these extra truck side toolboxes from whenever I was a mobile mechanic, and they were kind of just sitting around, so I was sitting there thinking one day, looking at all of it, and I thought, you know what? Let's put all of it together and just make a little mobile tool cart. But now we can have all of our tools for our projects mobile and be able to take them around with us. We can take the Bluetti around with us everywhere and be able to power all of our power tools, and it's just a lot more convenient. I kept looking online for ideas of something like this that had already existed. That way I could just kind of get some ideas on how I wanted to build it, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. So nobody sells anything like it that I could find. It was super easy to make, and I feel like if I need one, then I'm sure that there's other people out there that could use it too. So let's rewind a couple nights and I'll show you exactly how I built it.
Our main goal that we're working towards is finishing the inside of the house. However, right now, Cody's tools and everything that it takes to build the house is consuming the house. So we need to start by decluttering, which means getting a lot of Cody's tools out of the house, which means
we're going to be building a tool cart for the four-wheeler and tractor and all that kind of stuff, as well as somewhere that we can haul the Bluetti around, so that way we kind of have a easy portable generator without having to lug our gas generator around, and then we can mount some solar panels on it eventually and just kind of have like a little mobile workstation. It'll make it a lot easier for all the projects we build, so we don't have to constantly find all the tools scattered everywhere for each project and lug them all out and lug them back in case it rains and stuff like that. So this will definitely be a big help for a lot of our future projects.
yes, the Bluetti pretty much runs all of our larger size power tools, so it's a great asset and it's going to be a huge help on getting power to various parts of the property for these projects that we do.
We'll be making it out of this old Harbor Freight utility cart we bought a couple years ago. We used it a little bit, but honestly we I think overestimated the capacity that it could handle with some rocks and pretty much destroyed it like the second time we used it. So since then we just really haven't used it much because it can't really hold any weight, or it just folds itself in half. So we're going to be using this as like the bucket part, and then we're going to be building a frame for it and attaching these truck side toolboxes that I have for my old job to the side of it, so that way we can use that for tool storage. So they were on my truck, so I know they're nice and watertight, so I don't have to worry about any of my tools getting wet. So yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, that might help.
Well, it's not my best paint job, but at least we didn't pay for the paint. Alright, we got the tool cart finished. I am so excited to be able to have something to tow the Blue Eddy around and not have to use a generator anymore. As you saw, we used it for the entire project. So from using the grinder, the cutoff saw, the welder, it did everything. So that was the main reason we wanted to build this cart. We had this cart for a while, and the last couple projects we did, I noticed I kept putting the Blue Eddy in it and taking it to each project because it was a lot easier than using the generator. After continuously using it for that, I figured, you know, I may as well just build a tool cart. That way we can carry it around all the time. I can have all my tools in one place and not have to go look for everything all the time, and it would just make everything a lot easier. So the Blue Eddy actually inspired this whole project, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And if you don't remember from the last time we worked with Blue Eddy, the Blue Eddy AC500 has a 5,000 watt inverter and over 3,000 watt hours of capacity, so it's perfect for all of the projects that we're constantly doing around the property. It has enough punch to be able to use the high power tools like the air compressor and the metal saw and things like that, but it also has a huge capacity to be able to constantly keep those things running all day long. My favorite part about it is the multiple charging options. Since you can charge it with solar, most of the time whenever we're using it during our projects, the solar panels will keep it charged the entire time and not even use any battery. Then when the sun eventually sets, we still have a full battery to work with. If we're not using it, it's not just collecting dust somewhere. I'm actually able to plug it into our house and increase our house's battery capacity. I do plan on replacing this tailgate, I guess you could say, with a lot better tailgate. So that way it's not so bent up and actually seals. And then I think we're also going to add kind of like a little camper shell cover to the top of it. That way we can leave the Blue Eddy in it all the time and make sure it's protected from the elements. But that's pretty much it for now. I need to fill these boxes with all my tools and get them out of the house, which I know Summer's been waiting for quite some time.
Yes.
But thanks again to Blue Eddy for sponsoring today's video, and make sure you check out the description of the video so you can get all the information you need to find out how to get your own. And that was pretty much it. I've towed it around a couple times so far, and it's actually a lot more stable, one, than it was before, and two, than I expected. I'm sure a lot of people probably think that it would tip over really easy, being that the tires are really close together, but I actually haven't had that issue at all. So let us know what you think about it in the comments, but besides that, it looks like a storm is about to roll in, so I'm going to go ahead and dump all my tools in here really quick before it rains, and I'll just have to organize them later. But make sure you come back for the next one when we start tearing the walls down and get to spray foaming.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Baby, don't you